totally, wholeheartedly, and everything that you say as far as that's concerned, and whenever you're ready, you know what I'm saying? Because it really, to me, it's not about revenge anymore. It's not about getting even, but it is about showing the picture that they painted for you, and then for me too. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to live into a world where someone says they're who they are and what they are. You know what I mean? We know who we are, and you sound like you at peace. And I saw a good video of you, and I mean, you look good, and I'm glad that you know in your heart that I ain't that jacked up that you could not reach out to me. And for whatever I ever said to you, or I ever hurt your feelings or said something because I was angry, I just dearly, dearly apologize with all my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because it was never about that. We were both in messed up places. When you go through emotional things like that, you don't think straight. You're all over the place. And I realized that.
Well, it's like I said, we all have to step back. But sometimes you have to just step back and then turn around and look back at that picture. It's like painting a picture. And you're standing there, you're looking at it, you put a stroke on it, and you're looking at it, and you step back, and you come back and say, I think I need some more blue. I think I need some more red. I think I need some more green. Because when you're painting a portrait, you're just not standing up on it. You're not standing up on it. You put a little something on it, then you back up and say, I know what I need to do right there. And that's the place where we have to go, to that step back. Let me step back and see what needs to happen now.
Yeah.
But that's the goal now.
Okay.
Gotta be calm. Gotta be on the same page.
But what I'm gonna do?
That's just what
I want to think it differently, though, Mary, because you are in a better state, and like how you are right now, and how you want to talk about your recovery and what you've been through, and how you survived it. That's really important to me. I really want to let you know that I want to talk to Geneva and let her know that she will not say anything. But if I was going to trust you in anybody's hands right now, she's a powerful sister, and she will tell your truth and allow you to do that in your words, you know what I'm saying? Because it has to be comfortable enough for you, and I know you don't went and relive this 1,000 times now. I don't want to relive it no more, and I understand that you don't.
Yeah, it's like Geneva did a lot of, there are some powerful investigating. I saw some pictures and photos and things that I never knew. I never saw in the 16 years. I never saw any of that. She went straight Barnaby Jones.
She said, hey, you went way back to the how far back you said right. She did.
She went Barnaby Jones, Jedediah, and the daughter-in-law, everybody. And that's the way it has to be. Everybody has to be in their own lane and do what it is that they do.
Yes.
That's what she does. She does all the digging and the whatever that has to be done. And I have to stay in my lane because that's not me. That's what she does.
Correct.
Me, I'm on this is the aftermath. This is the aftermath.
I like it.
This is what
aftermath.
Yeah, so that's what it has to be. We got to be grown, stand grown, move forward grown, because whatever I talk about, whoever I talk about it with, it has to be this is what we're doing now. I don't want to go to something animated. I don't want somebody going, oh man, they over there tripping. I'm not having any more of that. I'm not having it. I'm just not having it. So it's the only way it'll be successful, because it did go somewhere, and it wasn't just you. This hit us both in a way to where there were no plans laid, because we did not know. We did not know to say, okay, this is what's going to happen here, then step A, step B, step C, because we're dealing with a whole nother creature.
Yes.
So at this point, everybody just have to be and do what it is that they do. I can't try to be Geneva. You can't be her. I I can't be you. You can't be me.
Right.
We all have to do what we do. We can't be talking all over each other in any way. And if it's a disagreement, we certainly can't be somewhere on tape or on video looking like this is gone completely awry.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, just moving forward, there can be no reason for the pointing a finger and go, look at that mess. I'm not ever going to give another person in life to go there on me. To say, what is that? What is she talking about? What is she doing? Because people's first inclination is to want to say, oh, yeah, they're tripping. But the thing I do like about it now, there are a lot of people more willing to come out to say, I'm hurting. And they've gone, and I was watching Meghan and Harry, and Meghan has, I can't say what she's gone through because I'm not in her shoes. But what I do know is that there are a lot of people that have had way more than just thoughts of not wanting to be here. And I'm one of those people. So you got a lot of regular women out there, and they don't have access to doctors.
No, they don't.
And talk show hosts and all of that. They don't. And those are women I want to talk to say, you know what? The recovery doesn't happen in an hour. It doesn't happen in a day or a week or a year. It's like if you were ever an alcoholic and you got to go to Alcoholics Anonymous for the rest of your days, and you have to watch the people that you're around. You have to let some people go if they're going to trigger you to drink, if they're going to trigger you into an atmosphere to where you're going to just lose your place. And that's what recovery is.
Yeah.
It's not about, I went to a therapist for 2 years, now I'm better. To even say that to yourself is a false, that's a false statement to make. But there's one thing I want to say for the record.
Okay.
When Geneva, at the end of that video, she cut into me. She really did. When I don't mind her saying Barry and Steve live together. That shacking up, see, that devaluates, or whatever word, invalidates. It invalidates the relationship. It invalidates that. I wasn't anybody's jump off. I wasn't anybody's side anything. But this guy said he was unmarried available. I did not see a married man and say, I'm going to go after him. Now, the second thing, when she was not married, Mary's not no angel or whatever. She didn't make sure Marjorie. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Essie. Every child support read Mary Shackelford all my life. And if you were to ask her, there is no way she's not going to say, no, I didn't. And the only way she would say that is to tell an untruth. That's what I'm calling it, an untruth. So I don't like saying that other word. My family knows. And at that point, Steve and I wasn't even married. We weren't even married. And I made sure every check that she got until those girls were 18 and there were no more checks to be passed out. I wrote and signed off on every one of those. So what we cannot do is to throw a stone over here at this person and then come back and say, okay, you're on the better side of that. I can't have that because that's some Tasha K nonsense. Well, I'm not going to be put in that place. I don't want to be dragged down by the person that I'm trying to get to the other side of it. So naturally, I don't want to sit and talk to somebody just saying, yeah, she on the bus rocking up, and she ain't no sweetheart, and she didn't pay the things. Now,
now, we're she ain't that type of party. She ain't that type of person. And one thing I was not going to do until I heard from you, and as I said, I apologize. It should not be that. But nobody knows yours better than you.
No,
but
I'm telling you, there was nothing to move. How do you move something from somebody that don't have anything? There was nothing to move. You understand what I'm saying? There was no rush. That was built up or whatever. There was nothing to move. So that's not me.
Well,
that's not me. And the girls were there. They were sitting at the house sometimes when he didn't even know I had called the girls in. Broderick Jr. was at the house even when he did not know I had brought the children in. So I don't want to be put in that seat to where Mary wasn't fair. You know?
But you got to know that the time God had for your Jehovah to allow you to do that. So everybody had their own say, so everybody saw stuff in paperwork. But as I said, the same with me too. We can't help what position we're in. And I don't want you to look at Geneva like that, because at the end of the day, she's not that type of person. I understand what you're feeling, but she's going to go on what she reported. That's what she does. And if that is not true, you state your truth in that. You see what I'm saying? Because people want to know, but just like when I saw something where they painted you somewhere else, and then I started researching, I remember when I asked you about certain situations, you just froze up, and then I had to go to Paget. I remember a lot of things. I remember shit like the back of my hand. So I want to let you know, like, if we're going to do this going forward, I don't want you to look at nothing that Geneva has done right now that you felt like belittled you, because this ain't no Tasha K, because I want to roll with her like that.
Oh, yeah, I can't help it. I can't.
Geneva helped expose a lot of this new world.
She actually did. She broke down in everybody's boots to get the information. I mean, you know, my family side, you know, Stephen watched it, and when I mentioned it to him, he was like, Mom, nobody's going to pay attention to that. Well, I paid attention to it. I paid attention to it because it's not what happened. And I cannot get tagged with that, because it was not okay, in that court document, this is what she didn't do. That's not a legal statement.
Right.
It was not in that paperwork to say this is one of the things she would not do. There's no way that that's on somebody's paper. That was never a line. You know,
it said, but in the paperwork, it said he didn't pay no child support. So even though you said you gave it to him.
That was him.
Okay. Right, but now that's what I'm saying though. But you married to him. What you think somebody gonna think if they see in the paper? See. So sometimes if things are facade, that's what.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will say this.
Okay.
I will say this. The child support that he didn't pay, that was before me.
Oh.
That was before me. I didn't know nothing about that. When I met him, he was still going through that with her. I didn't know nothing about it. So when she took him to court, he was supposed to be paying her $5,500 a month. This didn't have nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. I had just met him at that stage, and obviously he was going to come out and tell me that, but he was not giving her what the court told her that she was going to get. So she had to go back to court, and that's when they bumped it up to 65. That's when I started sending the 65. I had nothing to do with the 5,500 he was not giving her. That had nothing to do with me. So it was like Steve wasn't giving that to her. It wasn't that I was not doing it. That had nothing to do with me. It wasn't for me to do it, because I wasn't even in that at that point. I only got on board with him when they turned it around and said, you got to pay her 65 because now you are me and the boys. That's why they changed that. But I never had a problem with that. I never did.
Well, this makes sense though, Mary. See how you explain that? What's in the paperwork, see it in black and white, unless you see it for yourself.
Yeah, the paperwork said he wasn't paying her. But what the paperwork does not say, because I wasn't with him at that point. I was not with him.
Well, okay, got it.
Because if I had been with him, I would have made sure that is what happened.
But I
was not with him.
But the part that paperwork said, and I can send it to you, but it said that you were transferring properties and bank accounts, and they had to put a restraint on y'all to stop you from doing that. That's the sense that paperwork.
Just like I said,
We don't need no back there. I believe you. I believe you. You know, the paperwork can be doctors. So, I mean, whatever you want to talk about, because it's all a recovery thing for you. And if if something was offensive that she reported on, then you have that floor to correct that, whatever you feel like you want to get to that time. And if you say you don't want to speak about it, even though I just like the way she do. I like the way she gave you respect. I like the way she did back into it. Because really, she really need to know how she did Steve on Mary Harvey. Who is she? Who is she? And then come back with your interview or something like that, or however you feel like you want to do it. I'm glad that
I just don't want it to look like, oh, here she come again, where she went. It cannot be anywhere close to that. This is not about, oh, I'm going to get mine. I'm not interested in none of that. I'm not interested in having that conversation.
It ain't about that. Mary, if that's the case, I would kept fighting them lawsuits. I didn't want his money. I want him to tell the truth. But I know this big little nigga ain't gonna tell the truth no more. So
No.
So I ain't fucked up with it.
Right. The thing you have to know too is things are changing. He's losing things. So you don't have to do all the tugging on the garment, so to speak. There's some things coming off the table for him because that's karma. So you have to let the karma move forward. Whatever dues he has to pay, spiritually and morally, he has to pay those. He has to pay them. And it doesn't matter what I say or you say. He's got to pay those to someone higher than us both. So he's got to atone for that, is what I'm saying. So I don't have to just say, well, you know what, I'm going to do him and he coming down. That's not coming out of my mouth. I'm not going there. I'm not. My thing is, this is the recovery part.
Okay.
And if I say, like, I can say, you know, but if I could say something like, when I had my property, that 100 acres out there, I used to walk it off. I used to like dirt bike it off. I used to jump in my pickup and I'm spinning around in the mud. That's how I got mine out. I never did like the lifestyle, all that going back to LA. It's time to go back on the set. It's like my heart broke every time I had to leave my cabin. Every time I had to leave. And I had to go because the fort had to be maintained. That was my get out of jail, was my cabin. I loved it. I designed it. I loved it. And that was my main huge therapy in the whole situation. And if I could rock it now, wow, that would do me a world of good.
Okay, it would.
But right now, it's raining in Plano, and there's a storm, but I like storms. Because I can identify with the storm. I can identify. To me, sitting on my patio, and I'm watching the lightning go across the sky, almost like fireworks. And I'm sitting here. I got the greatest Earth, Wind, and Fire, the greatest hits. I got that on. I'm sitting out here watching it raining, and my toes are cold, and I don't even care. Because this just all feels good to me.
You live by yourself?
Oh, yes, I'm by myself.
Have you been able to see your son since you seen him last time?
I have not seen him since it's going on 5 years, I'll say that.
Because I know you saw him in 2017 for a minute. Has he even contacted you or called?
I haven't seen him. We've had one conversation, but there were some times when, you know, I was on the floor on top of some pillows. And I reached out to him and I said, son, you know, it's the last thing I want to do. And, you know, he would send me some money, but I just didn't want to be somebody he would throw some money at and say, okay. And then I just It's not a good situation. It's not a good situation. The most he ever did for me since 2017 was say, "Ma, here's some money. You know, I was just thinking about you. Do you need anything?" And during that time, I mean, it's not like he gave me 20 or 30 grand or something. Don't get me wrong. It was never anywhere close to that. And that's the only thing that I can say. That's the most positive thing that I can say that's happened since 2017. Period. But have I seen child? So even with that, I have to readjust that in my head because he's not a baby anymore. He's going to be 24. I can't believe it. 24 in July. Sometimes I told myself this time around, but I had to wait till he come to me. Yeah. He has to come to me. When he comes to me, then I'll know he's ready to come to me.
God's gonna allow everything to happen in its own time.
Yeah.
Everything. I look at that too. Everything happens for a reason and purpose, and you're gonna be with your baby again. Everything has changed, and you're right. Steve lost a lot. The only thing he got now is that family feud, and I don't want him on there. No disrespect to nobody, but you gain wealth to violate people, and I hate that your son don't have the relationship, and a lot of it I know has to do with him. But I know Winton's going to come around, and I know that he loves you. I mean, when you look at Winton, you see Winton, and you especially with the smiles.
Yeah. He is 99.9% of me. You see me, you see my little chin, you see that baby's nose. But I don't even want to go into all that. He's my son, and for the time being, I have to let all that go. Because what's important to me now is I have to get my head together.
Well, you sound good, though. Well, how's your son, Stephen? How's Stephen doing?
Oh, Stephen is fine. I cannot believe Stephen will be 37 this year. I cannot believe it. I've got a 37-year-old son. A 37-year-old son.
Is he taller than you?
Is he taller than me? I'm 5'5". Stephen is probably 6'3".
Oh yeah, like a midget up under him.
Oh yeah, but he's a big guy. You know, don't even try to think that you're gonna play him. He is very quiet, and you have to just really say something. Like if you were to mess with me, he's just gonna be like, you know, that big bull that's on the cartoon back in the day. Yeah, with Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
And that bull got mad and all that steam started coming out of his nose.
He's a good person to interview too. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a highly intelligent brother. You know what I'm saying?
And creative. He is so talented. Even if he was not my son, he is so talented.
Now, I'm going to at least show the videos and my videos where they stalked me and what they said. I'm going to put those out there. I may not speak no more, but I am going to put those videos out there.
Right.
So they wiped out my whole page. But if it was something to tell the truth and then not to remind you, to let people know that for so long, until we spoke, Mary, until this really happened, people painted an image of you. Nobody knew you. Hell, people thought that did. Yeah, people thought, and it was
left you out there. I know what they thought.
Right. But now it's not that. People still today wants to hear what Mary Harvey, how she doing, what she's feeling, how you survive. That's how we coming with you.
That's right.
That's right. Right. But listen, so at this point, people when I come on Geneva page, what's on her page is what we're going to discuss. You surviving it. Anything I have to do on my page, there's a madness in mine, just to let you know.
Yes.
Because I went back and I looked at videos, I looked at articles, and certain things you said in your videos, it contradicts what this dude says. Because they wipe my videos out, I cannot leave no holes unturned because this is over with for me. Really, he really, when they took everything from him, I was cool with Family Feud until he just did this. So I'm just going to put my truth out there. Just show the text message, just show the videos. I'm going to talk to Geneva. you won't hear me because I'm not angry no more. I'm at peace with what happened because I did do what God allowed me to do, and I grew from it, became a victim's advocate. Even though I'm a civil rights activist, I was able to get in this program called Safe at Home for Victims. I did that on my own, but I want to know too, what could I do if someone else went through this? How do I help people as a victim too? Because it was not, like even when I said things, if I hadn't went through this, Mary, I wouldn't have knew. But some of the things that they said, even in the text messages, there was 165 burner phones this dude got with over 2,000 messages talking about me, talking about you, talking about things, and it was pertinent stuff. So I'm going to put those out there. As far as saying anything else, I just want to let them know I'm not playing no games with you, and you're not going to blackmail me. I had to even say that when they removed that restraining order, because that's a fake warrant that's on me. When we filed that paperwork, I didn't have no warrant on me. But if you want to play this game, it's okay, because you still got to realize you're in the clear. You're going to recovery. And pretty much once you speak to Geneva and they see you okay, hell, I probably won't have nothing else to say.
Well, this is what I'm saying to you. Once we veer this somewhere else,
got it,
then show what you want to show, but you don't have to fight that fight.
I got it.
You know what? They're going to back down.
I already know.
It's like now. We have to be careful. Because to come after you right now, they'll have to come at me if we're all on the same page. So that's why I'm saying, whatever you are doing, it's going to be a reflection on the whole ball game.
So let me tell you, I will stop
what you got to show.
Right, before you go on Geneva page, before Geneva do you, I will be to put my stuff out there. You tell me how long will be for your prepared and ready. And really, I don't have to. Once you go on there and you let people know what you survived, and Geneva's got a few things, so I can set some up. You tell me when you're ready, and we will be to another direction that we can be on the show, and we can help victims, Mary, because it will never be what it was. I'm ready. I got you, girlfriend. Well, it was funny when I went to court, and Steve Harvey said his lawyers be set up at 2 o'clock in the morning watching videos. Well, baby, I gave you about 10 to watch today. That's how I know I'm affecting them. And when I had to explain, I put all of them in there, from Ricky Anderson, Judge Chuck. I told them they're all blackmailing me. And if you silence me and you seal my case right now, that means you're blackmailing me as well, and I'm not going to be blackmailed. I told him within 24 hours, I'm going to have it at every media station if you seal it. He said he's not going to. I'm the first one he ain't sealed, but there's other people are too. So it's other people that have been victimized. And as women of color now, we need to rise our voice to let it be heard, to do something positive that we can show them that door. And we can.
Yeah, because if Geneva opens up and say, hey, welcome to the Geneva show, then let's make that real.
Even when I put out stuff about us, you got to realize that we sharper than what the average people think. Never think I've done that at all. Just like when Geneva got that book, that's going to blow him away too, because there's a lot of stuff in there that's ugly. That point, we were already planning. So when we get through this, we just want to show the victims that has survived this man and how they went there. No one knew the story, just like me. I ain't gonna lie, Mary. There's a girl named Miss Harris. They did her exactly the way they did me. It was horrible. The girl went to jail and still got somebody beat her up in jail. I mean, and my heart went out to her. I wouldn't have been that girl if I hadn't had my loud mouth on YouTube. I told them in court yesterday, y'all will see me on YouTube streets tonight. Go home and make some videos. They said, Judge, you gotta make another video. I said, I sure am. You're not going to silence me. My thing is, all my videos, if you go back, pretty much they have been silent. Those were things in the past. Just today, you didn't see my face on nothing because I didn't want my face to show. You don't see my face on anybody's platform unless it's Geneva's Closet. You may hear my voice on here and there, but you will not see my face because I trust her that much. So when you telling me that, we had already talked about that we want to just expose as victims because we know more people are going to come out. So at this time, it's about surviving what you went through and the recovery and what the road you're going to take now. I do think you'll be an inspiration for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because you've lived it and you weren't scared. It took a minute to get where you at. And every day I know is a growing experience, Mary. I do know that.
Well, I will say this too, when and if I decide to sit down with Geneva, I'm going to sit down with Geneva and talk about my recovery.
That's right.
I don't want to talk. If she wants to talk about that book on her separate video, that's up to her. Whenever we talk, we're going to talk about my survival. We're going to talk about empowering women, talking about women of color who go through this, and they don't know about triggers. They don't know what's happening to them. Yeah. They don't know how to get through them. It's like, how do you recognize one? What do you do? And when these PTSD little spurts come up in your day, this is what you can do with that. Do you sit down? Do you write a journal? Go somewhere, be by yourself for a moment. Put on some quiet songs, whatever. I want to talk about how you become stronger.
So this is a good thing. I'm very excited about it.
And I want to say this too. Marjorie should have never called you. She shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. She should have never called you talking about this is crap. I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
That was Marjorie?
That was Marjorie.
That was Marjorie, girl?
That was Marjorie. That was her.
Okay.
He even called me. He said, "Mom, that's Marjorie." I said, "Baby, I know it." Who else would care? Who else would care? It's like you said, if what I'm doing ain't nothing and it's crap, what's it to you, lady? What's it to you? And then you know what gave her away? When you say, "Oh, you know what? They called my phone saying that to me," then you busted her and say, "Why would somebody call your phone? What you talking about?" She jumped right on off of it. And that's the thing, to keep them off base. Keep them off. Throw them way completely off. Right. And never else up to see what I didn't like. I don't care if we had never talked to anything like it. She said, "This is crap." I'm like, no, you're not going to say that to a girl. Now, I'm going to do that. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said it. Because what we done, it cannot be for nothing. All of this, it cannot be for nothing. It cannot. I refuse to tell myself that I survived all of this for it to not mean nothing. Losing my child, my house, my savings, my retirement, my identity. And baby girl Geneva was reading that letter. You know what? Half of that, when she started reading that, everything started coming back to me, and I didn't even realize that letter was that long. I did not realize it was that long. And I was like, wow, that was a long letter. And you know what else? I didn't sign it. They couldn't get me to sign it. I did not sign it. But you know where I was when I got that paperwork? Where? I was in Malibu. I was in Malibu trying to pull myself together. You know how much money I spent down there? $60,000. I was down there for 30 days. Paget faxed that to me. And he was like, "Mary, you know, it's up to you, but if you don't sign it, they're not going to take this court date down." I said, "I don't care what they do. I'm not signing that." So I was in Malibu, California, at a retreat trying to pull myself together. And they were trying to get me to sign that paper. Right in the midst.
Hey, but I ain't gonna lie, the way you even read it, then it made me like, ooh. She read it. I told her, like, you cut a person's throat. How do you read? You don't make them feel what you
just put you in a paper shredder. Like, Marjorie is a crack dealer. That's what she know about, selling drugs. This right here, she ain't smart about that. She's smart about she should have left it alone. But you know what unrattled her? She couldn't call Geneva and say something to Geneva about all those documents. Yeah. She couldn't do it. So what did she do? She called you and say, "Hey, this is crap." What is crap? What? But I'm just trying to tell you, she's not smart when it comes to this. This is not Memphis. Okay? And we're not trying to buy no cocaine. So she needs to stay in her lane. This ain't about no dime bags. This ain't no dime bag conversation, sweetheart. So if I were you, just put them hot pants back on and stay in Memphis.
Don't get on that track.
You know? Just do it. Go shopping, put them hot pants back on, take another trip around the world, sweetheart.
Haven't yet. But you know what? You can portray an image for so long, but it's God time.
Let me say this. Let me see. If Geneva spoke to them when her views were only at 3,000. They were only at 3,000, and you are so unnerved, Marjorie, that you gotta call Essie. Really? Really? She could have called you 50 videos ago to say, what is this about? But she didn't. She called you right now because what Geneva was doing, they didn't like it. With all that money and all that jet setting and whatever, it got back to her. So now, and did nothing by talking to you. What did that accomplish? Nothing.
Well, now that I know it was this sort of rat, you can tell she wasn't at that.
Who else could it be? Who else? I mean, in all this time, who else could it be? At this stage in the game, who else? Because if it was a collection of people mad at you for this, you would be getting a lot of phone calls from a lot of people. You got one phone call from one person that has everything to lose. So much so, she's going to address you with the blue bitty video that you made. She's got to address that.
Well, I got more videos, baby. I just haven't released them. Them niggas didn't know how to take that, but so now everybody gets strong for surprise. Bad Ricky Anderson, he has a whole site talking about the divorce. This little nigga think nobody don't know what his voice sound like. He's on the truth that TATETRUFF. Nigga, that's Ricky Anderson all day long. You know some pertinent information. Steve even went about to make a site, and so did Margie. So Margie came off and did it that way. Because she had made a site and she called herself Coco Love. So I studied the site and came all the way up to the internet for like 4 or 5 months. And I watched her. When I said, Margie, I know your ass Coco Love, then she took the whole video down. But what she don't know, I got the video of her calling herself Margie and Coco Love together. Don't play.
Yeah, because I saw something on there and I got mad at myself because I usually don't pay attention to that kind of mess because I didn't want it in my head. And they had said something to me.
I saw it.
And yeah. So when I said, you don't want any kind of part of me. And then she said something back. And then I said, sweetheart, do what you do best. Go get on your jet. Go shopping. Do what you do best. And then she's not smart. So she got all up in her emotions and said, yeah, that's right. I'm going to get in my jet. And I'm going to go shopping. I said, boom. You just let me know that this was you. But I'm not gonna be playing no, grade school games with them. I'm not gonna do
that. Mary, to know that I take them and you don't know what to put out, they don't know what's coming next. That's where you messed up at. You always say you're very smart. Well, you ain't have to tell me that because you're contradicting yourself.
Yeah, she was trying to brown nose. That's what. And I gotta give it to you. You're smart. You're very smart. She don't need you telling her that. And then come right back and say, you're very smart. But what you doing? It's stupid. Girl.
Look, say nothing's gonna come out of this. But then you said y'all sit and have parties and watch my videos, but you don't know them.
That's right.
Come on.
And look, and if she's talking to you, already something has come out of it.
What?
Her having to call you. That's what came out of it.
I got a lot of phone calls that we can see because it's a lot. And so having a lot of text messages. She was the one, and she had a sword come out. It's time to stop. Girl, you ain't trying to get no ring with me.
That's what I'm saying too. I mean, I can understand it. Like if you had 100,000 hits, she calling you, telling you need to stop. For her to call you at this stage in the game to say you need to stop. Understand how nervous they are.
Yeah. For
her to even call you right now. But I don't mind that you have my phone number. I do not mind. I do not mind. But we have to.
I promise right. I promise I won't go home. You promise you won't. We all stay in our lanes, because you head gun. When you get something, y'all stuff right there, you ain't gonna violate my dad, right? Yeah, I get it. But we like it every time I think this time around, Mary, I don't want nobody to spook us because together we really could have been powerful.
That's right.
You know, and Geneva, anything that I would do, anything, I'm telling you straight out, and I've already talked to some people, any platform that I would get on, I would want to be the producer. Second, figure y'all ain't gonna do it then because I know you can jack some up. We have the right now to put a place where it should be. And at that time, to be everything, it wasn't where it should be. I don't think I would have been as strong as I am right now. So even some of the people who came up against me, who don't like me, you know, I wouldn't have knew these people didn't like me if I hadn't went through this. Do I want to go through it again? Hell no. I'm with you now. We can make our bring a whole different destination. So I'm with you. I'm good. That's right.
Everybody that's scattered, that's a revelation that they shouldn't have been there in the first place. I have a lot of people on my side that's scattered. Well, stay scattered, y'all, because when this turns back around, don't call me either.
Yeah.
Thank you for revealing yourselves to me.
Yeah.
Bye.